Hello everyone and welcome to Faithful to the Traitors, where we are here to discuss the Traitors UK Series 4, Episode 5. My name is Ben. Hello.
Hello, I'm Alex. How are you all? Are you all well? I trust that you are.
I think you're a traitor.
What? I think that
Enjoy my pancakes.
I think the thing you said about Charlie earlier, being a detective, is a lie. I'll sort this out in the turret with you later.
You know what?
Wow.
I saw a social media thing go out saying producers have said that this is a very explosive episode, and people were like, oh, it's going to be like the Red Breakfast from Series 1. It's going to be this massive episode, and people were replying saying you shouldn't say this, it'll overhype it. And I was,
got to about 50 minutes in. Well, 50 minutes in, because you said this to me before the episode
I was passing
aired.
out at 30 minutes in.
Oh, really?
The last 30 minutes was this non-stop roller coaster of revotes, roundtable.
Well, that's when it got exciting, but it was standard fare until they got to the point of the revote, which we will be talking about because I am going to repeat myself from what I've said in the past, and that is to decide someone's fate on the toss of a coin or the opening of a chest in a 50-50 chance is not fair, and it needs to be done differently. And I think Series 3 of Canada found a way, so we will talk about that in a moment.
In other words, you're gonna
Here they all come to chat a load of bollocks.
That's exactly what I'm
That's
going
what
to
I
do.
think of you.
I'm going to verbally violate your ears with my theories right now. Just the same way that Fiona verbally violated Rachel. Everyone in that turret in tomorrow's episode is going to be verbally violated. And Stephen's reaction to
I'm going to make sure that I verbally violate her.
That's the reference I'm making.
Right.
And if that's Canadian Series 2, watch it. And if Stephen's face was literally like watching your nan and her daughter yelling at each other over the Christmas dinner table because they, I don't know, gave them, well, they both had a bit too much wine. Like, I mean, that was just mad. That was mad, the battle of Fiona and Rachel. The civil war of the traitors was this episode, and it was brilliant.
And once again, never try to predict the traitors because Stephen looked like he was next up, and it looked like he was in an impossible situation where all eyes were on him, no chance of him not being the one. And now it looks like even the next episode, the last of this week, tomorrow, it's probably not going to be Stephen either.
Well, it's funny that we said that when the initial three, Hugo, Rachel and Stephen, were decided, we both agreed Hugo's probably going to go first, and we were right about that. But then we were misled. We were misled because we didn't take into account properly of a secret traitor being Little Miss Mischief. And that's exactly what Fiona's become, because she is just stirring the pot. And whether this is going to mess up her game with amongst the faithful, because they've always seen her as this little Miss Innocent, someone who wouldn't turn milk, she's so good, she's so lovely, she's so ditzy, little lady, she's playing the game, she's having a bit of fun,
walking into ditches
and picking up skulls and then dropping them as she walks along. And then tonight she showed her true colours, and I think that really took some people aback. And it was Rachel's opportunity to kind of take it on, but I think Rachel's anger overtook her thought process bit too quickly. I think she went straight into the kill too quickly, and I think she didn't think it through properly.
There's no choice with Fiona. She hosts her own banishment roundtable, I think, in the kitchen. Shall we do one now?
Yeah, I think you're all traitors.
I mean, do you think though that Fiona is playing a good game though?
But this is what I'm saying. Fiona was playing an excellent game.
Oh, you do think she is? I don't think
she was playing an excellent game. I think she was playing a marvellous game. I think she was hiding in plain sight. But with this, she's now pinned her true colours onto the mast, and she's now seen for what she is with the other faithful. And I think the faithful will see, and they will immediately connect Rachel and Fiona's feud as being traitor on traitor.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, I don't think... I know... Oh, she was a secret Slater, blah, blah. Secret Slater. I'm still doing... 5 episodes in, I'm still talking about the Slaters. Get me a black cab to Wolford. Secret traitor.
Right.
I know that she's that, but I don't think that she's not very tactical or tactile in this game, because what Rachel did with the Amanda thing was actually misdirect people away from traitors, which Rachel herself, but also away from Stephen, away from Fiona, and towards Jaden. It's like, do you know what? Like, she wasn't doing it to get Fiona, but Fiona was like, Fiona
wasn't doing it to get Rachel, you mean?
No, Rachel didn't announce that Amanda told her this secret that she was a detective.
Oh, to get Fiona.
No, she did it to direct to Jade or whatever.
Faithful Fiona. Fiona didn't like it because she felt like Rachel was taking the power back.
No, she didn't. She didn't like it because she was most upset at the fact that it was like, oh, I'm closest to Amanda. She think
it was a personal?
Yeah, she's taking it. That's what I mean. She's not very tactical and she's not very good at the game. Fiona, that I'm talking about. Because she's taking it too personally. She's like, well, my best mate Amanda would have told me. She knows all about my family history.
My husband's a police officer.
And Rachel was like, what are you on about? I don't even know your family is doing that. So you've not told me that. And like she took the fact that Amanda didn't tell her that personally, and now she's gone all guns blazing and sort of ruined her own game and ruined Rachel's game by calling this thing.
I did love it.
I loved it. Don't get me wrong. It was like I was just thinking, what the hell? She's like some mad woman.
She was crazed.
Doing all this stuff.
A literal bull in the china shop.
But not good gameplay from a traitor is what I'm getting at. Because what Rachel was doing was actually helpful. If Fiona sat down and thought about what she was doing, but she didn't. She saw that my friend said something to someone else and didn't say it to me, so I'm now going to blow the whole castle up.
The funny that's
what
true.
She's doing.
I'm taking you all with me.
Yeah.
The funny thing is
Cersei.
that I genuinely Fiona Cersei. I genuinely thought that Fiona was more upset because Rachel seemed to be dominating the game as a traitor, and I feel like Fiona thought that she had the power. She was on the hot foot, and like Rachel was losing it. And then Fiona saw that Amanda. I think you're actually right. Fiona got a bit jealous because Amanda shared a secret with Rachel and not her. And that was brilliant. The unraveling was just poetic.
And I was going to ask, do you think, because that Fiona's playing this sort of I'm indestructible game, do you think she's playing this way because she had the first few episodes as a secret traitor and like subliminally secret traitor's gone to her head, so she thinks that
100%.
I'm still a secret traitor even though she's not? That's what I'm wondering. She's not playing a good game, and I kind of feel a bit sorry for Rachel because I think she's been quite tactical so far what she's been doing. She's kind of planning a few steps ahead, and she's sort of getting things in place. Like Fiona was mad that she didn't stand up for Stephen when who was it that was saying something about Stephen, and was it
a few
Amanda?
things has been said about Stephen, but mainly Jesse, because Jesse and someone else I forget now. I think it was Adam. Jesse and Adam were talking quite openly about
Adam.
Yes.
Oh, Adam, sorry, yeah. Forgot he existed.
Adam, the ghost hunter.
Yes.
His videos, by the way, like I've not actively looked up Adam on social media, but for some bizarre reason on my personal social media, Adam's ghost hunting seems to be coming up all the time. And I don't know what's going on. They think that's a niche that I need to be interested
Scotland
in.
To do a ghost hunt with us?
I would happily let Adam ghost hunt with us. We should do it. Spin off. No, I think Jesse and Adam.
Said it to someone.
It was about Jesse and Adam having a conversation about Stephen.
Yes,
because they can't shake off the Library 5 idea and one of the 9 that were put up for murder in the last game, the one previous to this episode, as being a traitor as well.
But Fiona, what I was getting at is that Fiona looked at that and thought that Rachel wasn't standing up for Stephen, but like Rachel didn't throw Stephen under the bus. She just said, oh yeah, my eye's not on him, but it could be. And Fiona again took that as she's not standing up for Stephen. It's like, well, she didn't actually. You can't sit there and be like, oh no, Stephen's not, because that would make you look like a traitor. And that's what I mean. Rachel was playing a good tactical game. Fiona is taking things really oddly personal, and it's not working.
That is true. I think you're right. Fiona is taking things very, very personally, and that's not how you play this game. And it's been repeated by a few players that this is just a game. Even Amanda said it. Is this just a game? You need to take your personal issues to one side. Although Amanda did have few personal issues with Jade, I felt, but that besides
to the bitter end.
Yeah, to the very bitter end. And Amanda took Jade down, let's be honest as well, because then later on, again, when Rachel first announced to a small group of people that Amanda had shared that she was a police detective, blah blah blah, Jade just again the colour of her face
white.
was drained, and she just went ghostly white. Adam was looking for her with a Geiger tape
Stephen
counter.
looked really happy in that moment.
Stephen was less red, let's just say.
he was full of life all of a sudden when he thought the eyes were on Jade instead of him for once. So he was having a lovely afternoon.
Well, he was having a lovely time until then. Later on, as we said, the fallout happened between his fellow traitors, and then you just literally saw his eyes of absolute amazement present in front of him. He just didn't know what to do.
I don't think he couldn't believe his luck, because in his own selfish way, this is going to save him for a while.
I mean, the conversation has now completely gone left from the direction of where Stephen was going. So the conversation was heavily leaning on Stephen. Reese has now cleared his name after that roundtable. Everyone says Reese could never do what he did unless he's an incredible good actor. He's a true faithful, and so the finger pointing was then going towards Stephen. Jesse and Adam had a few people getting on board with it. James was starting to think the same way. Matthew is now dead set that it's Sam, because Sam's misdirected the group twice to his belief. The
Sam
first
and Matthew
roundtable,
are the new Jade and Amanda.
They certainly are, and that's exactly where I was heading. So Matthew believes that Sam is misdirecting people left, right, and centre, and he's deliberately kind of like causing confusion and making people vote in a kind of a bandwagoning way. Sam doesn't have anything on Matthew yet, though.
No, but that won't stop him.
No,
putting a vote there. Poor Sam. He seems to be struggling with the fact that he thinks he's finished for, so he's kind of half given up, half not. A bit like Reese this episode, that both of them at the beginning of this felt like a bit deflated.
Yeah, Sam kind of went into the round table in the same way as Reese, but lucky for Sam, not much came on him. I mean, Amanda did say a few things. Sam at the beginning of the episode said you should look for the people who looked the most tired, and said that Reese looked the most tired. And Amanda was like, well, yeah, of course he would. You were in the cage with him. So why do you think he'd be less tired than you were? And I was a bit confused.
I think Amanda misheard. There was...
So I think Sam's kind of going down a road that's already been well trodden, because I think this has been used before in previous series of the Traitors, where they've said, well, you know how you can work out who the traitors are. They must have had a late night. They must be tired. Yeah. And, Rachel kind of immediately rubbed it off the chalkboard by saying, well, it must be extra coffee for me then. And so again, Rachel misdirected them. And again, Fiona kind of was a bit like, well, that's a bit dodgy.
Yeah, you're throwing me under the bus.
The battle of Fiona. I love the civil war between the Traitors. I really, really do. But can I have a little bit of a moan, please, about this round table coin toss scenario? Because they've done it once.
Revote.
So they've done this once before on the UK Traitors, where two people have the same number of votes. They plead their case a second time, and then there's a second revote. And if after that there's still the same number of votes, then it's a 50-50 chance. You choose a chest, whichever one has the shield in it, they're safe. And I just think that's a really way of getting rid of someone on the show. It's not so bad if they were both traitors or if they were both faithful. I say it's not so bad if they're both faithful, but it still feels a bit unfair because it means Amanda's game's ended. It's more if when it's one traitor and one faithful and the traitor survives it. That's when I get really irked about it.
I get more irked when it's two faithfuls, because either way that the coin toss goes, it's not fair.
It's just not fair.
Yeah, at least if there's one traitor in it, it could, there's a 50% chance that it could be a bit more fair. Like when it's two faithfuls, even when it comes to that revote, everyone around the round table kind of realizes you're both faithful, and they kind of realize, suddenly like the clouds clear and they got sort of see them like, oh, actually, who I just voted for, both of you are actual faithful. So it seems a bit of a dampener, because there's no way out of it then, because you've marked your card, your chalk slate.
Your slate.
You've marked it, and
your slater.
Don't. No more EastEnders references. Where's Minnie Mo? Is she in the castle? I think the owl's eaten her.
Adam's looking for him.
The thing of chance isn't.
It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit well with me.
For this game, there
really
shouldn't be a thing of chance. But like you said, Canada did do an
ultimatum
version,
as it was. An ultimato, as my granddad would say.
When it came up. But this was the latest series of the Traitors Canada, where they switched loads of things up.
So, this
was one of them.
So what they did to switch it up a little bit in the third series of the Canadian Traitors was that they gave them a revote, and if it was a draw again, then they gave them one more chance for a revote. But if after the third revote, the two who were up in the revote,
so Reese and Amanda, for example,
Reese and Amanda would then immediately be shielded, and they would no longer be able to be voted for, and then the whole group again would have to revote again,
but don't include those two,
but not include them two, because they would now be protected.
And it forces people to think and
rethink.
Do their votes.
Absolutely, because then that might have forced someone's hand to kind of go like, well, Reese wanted to go, so let's get rid of Reese, for instance. But I think this has, as you quite rightly said, this has helped Reese out a little bit, because this has almost made him confirmed by a lot of the group, as I said earlier, as being 100% faithful.
Well, You think that's helped him
But
out?
then that could
Tonight,
be different. Yeah.
If I was in that turret, I'd be like, well, we just need to kill Reese because he's now proven himself as a faithful.
Yes, true. But I don't think they're going to get that far because they're having so many arguments between them. But sorry, yes,
yeah, quite. But there's a question like kind of hanging that does Reese have a shield? Because technically, in his box, when he had to pick between him and Amanda, his box had a shield. Mm-hmm. So does that mean he's safe from murder tonight? That's what I'm wondering. They didn't say he was, so I'm going to have to assume that he's not. But technically,
I feel that should be a fair twist. Yeah. To be honest with you, I think that's only fair.
To survive a vote off and a chance,
twice.
You should then get a shield.
Get a shield as a reward for having to. They could have used
any prop. It could have been a knife, and the one that has a knife in, you're dead or whatever.
You stab the other one.
Yeah. So
it could have been a gold turd. It could have been anything at all.
But if not, then I would assume that he's an easy murder tonight if they want to get past their arguments and go to bed early.
Well, this is the problem. I worry that we're going to, in the next, I say worry, I'm going to enjoy and relish and get the popcorn ready for the Fiona and Rachel 10 to 15 minute. And I wish, for one moment in my life, I just wish that I could, that's so Raven into Stephen's eyes and just stand there and watch the confrontation between Fiona and Rachel take place live in front of me. I feel like Claudia would want to be there as well. I feel like Claudia will walk in and be like,
the side of the door.
Yeah, but she'll knock and she'll be like, can you all shut up, please? You need to murder someone.
Not each other.
Yeah, not each other.
I wonder what's going to happen in that conclave, though, is that Fiona obviously thinks, or she thinks she's seen, that Rachel has thrown Stephen under the bus multiple times. Rachel has obviously done her pact with Stephen where she said, I'm never going to backstab you, you never backstab me, which I think, personally, you may feel different. I think Rachel has kept to that. I don't think she has backstabbed Stephen at all. She's just been vague enough when his name's come up to make her not look like she's too protective of him personally.
She has mentioned Stephen without it being prompted once.
Yeah, but she's never been like, I think he's a traitor. She's always been like, I'll keep an eye. I'll keep my mind open to the fact he could be. Like, you know what I mean? But in a way, you have to do that to everyone, because otherwise people if you're a faithful, you can't ever completely trust anyone. So I understand why she's done that. But it depends if Fiona is going to be able to twist Stephen's mind and be like, she's been talking about you, she's been saying stuff about you, do you know what I mean? And then he's gonna have to pick what traitor to side with on the next episode and then vote off the other one at banishment without outing himself as a traitor again. So it's difficult.
The problem for Fiona, for me, is that she's kind of played her hand now, and she can no longer play the whoopsie me character any longer. That's gone. That charade has vanished, and if she tries to reattempt it, people are going to instantly be like, oh, that's not the Fiona we know exists now. We know that Fiona's a game player, she's a fighter, she would get rid of you tooth and nail. It's whether Stephen's, I love Stephen, bless Stephen, he's great. And his fashion, as I've mentioned every week, is fantastic. And it's 10 out of 10, no notes. However, I think he gives out naivety for me. And I feel like he would be very easily swayed by a little old lady Fiona. I feel like Rachel, I would love to think that Rachel and Stephen's pact will last. But I think it's inevitable that there's going to be a round table in the next episode. It's going to be between Fiona and Rachel. Let's be honest, it's going to be a fight between them two around that round table. Everyone's going to be just sat there with their jaws on the round table.
It's going to be so obvious traitor v traitor.
It's going to be. But Fiona's instigated it.
Yeah,
this is Fiona's fault.
Her own game.
Because Fiona took, again, well, I mean, the only other thing I would say, though, is I say Fiona instigated it, but Fiona did take Rachel quietly to one side, although it was very public that she decided. She could have taken that to the turret to talk about as well. She could have said, Rachel, I don't really believe what you said about Amanda. Why did she choose to do it in public? Why did she choose to do it there? And pull her away as well. And the whole group went, well, that's very odd for Fiona. She said, can I have a word with you, Rachel? When she kind of pulled Rachel out of a group conversation.
That's what I was getting at when I said she's not very she's not very good, quote, she's not very good at the game, Fiona. That's what I mean. Like, she could have waited till the turret when it's just the three traitors. She said, what was your plan or gameplay to announce that? And Rachel could have then said, because we can then misdirect everyone to look at Jade and blah blah, because Amanda blamed her and we get some trust. And Fiona could have been like, great, so we are working together, thanks.
Yeah. So she misjudged the scenario, but as you said, I think Fiona took it very personally. But then I think Rachel took Fiona's attack personally too, and I do think she kind of went too quickly into then going on to the defensive with everyone else. She literally just called everyone, said, "Can I have everyone back in the kitchen?"
Well, she kind
and
of
Fiona
had
just sat
to.
there, kind of going, "Oh, should I go into the kitchen too?" Fiona
Well, that's what
instantly
made
went back
me
to
laugh. Yeah, Fiona's like, "Should we go in and join in?"
Yeah,
And it's like, Christ, what's going on
I'll
now?
just get myself a little custard cream.
But I don't blame Rachel. She had to make a big announcement because Fiona had done this big thing. What do you make about Fiona and Fiona's chat with Harriet? Because she sort of spoke to Harriet and kind of whispered in her ear.
She did.
And I don't know if, Harriet's a barrister. When Harriet's around the banishment table, she does sit, she collects information and then gives her judgment and sentencing. What she's used to doing.
Yes.
So
5 years.
make her a judge.
Banished in a cage.
She does do that a lot. So I'm wondering if she believes Fiona or is she just taking on all of this on board? Because she didn't say, "Oh, yep, I think Rachel is too." She said, "I think I know what you're getting at and I'm taking it on." And it's like, well, what do you mean there, Harriet? Are you taking on the fact that you see a traitor pushing another traitor, or do you trust Fiona and you know that she's saying Rachel's a traitor? That's what I was wondering when I was watching that bit.
Sadly, I would love to crack open Harriet's skull and jump into her brain, but I just can't. I can't read Harriet very well. She's very good at keeping her cards very close to her chest.
You can read her books.
I would love to read her
They
books.
announced today, her publicist, her sales have gone up 90% since the Traitors
Good.
started. Isn't that lovely?
That's the whole reason of doing the show.
That's the feel-good story of the week.
I feel
everyone.
like I'm watching a second series of Celebrity Traitors when I see Harriet on screen. I really do.
Wow.
I don't know. I get the impression that Harriet does trust Fiona because because she's a traitor, she's had a few good calls, and Harriet's also had a few good calls, but that's down to instinct and investigativeness. And I feel like Harriet kind of sees a kindred spirit with Fiona, so I do believe that Harriet is on Fiona's side with this one.
Okay.
So I'm afraid to say that's the way I'm leaning.
I mean, we did learn a little bit about Fiona's past because she has a husband that's in the force, a son's in the force. She used to work. There's all these people, all these people in the force. Was it her son, her husband, her nephew, her cousin?
I don't know.
They're all in the force, or someone else is in the force, and we do have to pay our respects to him. We've got
I see where
What's
this.
your name and where do you come from?
Maz.
I was wondering where this is heading, but
thank you.
It was honestly timeless. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Well done.
I do a great link and keep the show moving naturally. Maz, 59, civil servant from Preston. Maz is a 59-year-old civil servant from Preston, who is hoping to win so that he can use the money to support his ever-growing family.
All right, Maz. Christ, is he showing off?
A self-professed family man, Maz is a father of 5.
I must say, I am a family man. I just have to tell everyone that.
Father of 5 at 59, the youngest of which is now 18 and has just started university. And he is a grandfather to 5 as well, including twins with a 6th on the way.
Wow, that's a lot of babies.
You go back to the earlier quote of ever-growing family, and now you know why he needs the money.
Self-professed.
Maz believes he'll be a great addition to the cast, bringing humour, patience, and a warm, friendly face. Now,
I didn't see much of that, I'll be honest with Maz.
I didn't see much of him, bless him, apart from his name on the murder list every night.
His third time was not lucky for Maz, was it, unfortunately? And Fiona was the one who actually gave him the blow as well. She was literally the one who was like, "Well, Maz, you're murdered."
Well, that's
she
the thing,
relished it, didn't she? Let's be honest.
She put his name on there a lot.
Twice.
And then when she started talking to Harriet about, my family's part of the police force, I thought, is this our secret relation here? Is this her husband or something?
Got rid of Maz, her own
And
husband.
she wanted to get rid of her husband for some reason.
I don't want our grandkids to have any future, said Fiona.
But no, it doesn't seem like that was the case. So she just wanted to keep Maz on that list. But yeah,
it was weird. I feel like also that the decision was made at the turret between her and Fiona and Rachel that it was going to be Maz by Fiona, because they said it was pretty much quite strongly decided
Rachel
not
said keep Maz because Stephen wants him for his game plan.
So Rachel was basically trying to convince Fiona not to take out Maz because it would look suspicious on Stephen, and it did, because Jesse. There was another thing Jesse brought up about him, but Fiona. I feel like Fiona pushed that agenda. I have to say that. I feel like Fiona, and again, I wonder if that will be something that Rachel will bring up in front of Stephen in tomorrow's episode.
Interesting.
But Fiona I would love to know why Fiona didn't like Maz. Because let's be honest, Fiona wanted to get rid of Maz from the very beginning, and it was just endless Maz on her list every single time.
I mean, we never saw any of the secret traitors thought process of picking who
Musings.
to murder. So it might have been she wanted to keep the same names on there so there was less suspects to tick off the traitors list to work out who she was, I suppose.
Yeah, but I don't think, it was only 3 at a time. They could, if there was only going to be 3 episodes. We don't know for sure how long this secret traitor was going to go for.
The release of the secret traitor got triggered by the first traitor's banishment.
So we don't know when the first traitor banishment would have been. So I guess it would have been a safer game for Fiona to play to not keep. But it was Maz's name though every time. And Maz, to be fair,
Or maybe he should have got a shield. Maybe think about that.
Well, he was having too much fun and self-proclaiming himself to everyone.
The only shield he needs is his police shield.
Exactly. Police squad. He just.
Speaking of the police,
yes,
my favourite detective,
Detective Amanda.
Yeah, she got banished, which I'm very sad of because she was one of my favourites. I do feel
I loved her hate relationship with Jade.
I did, same. They just need to go out and have a Subway or McDonald's together, I think.
They do.
Although she invited everyone to her house, Amanda, didn't she?
Yeah, my house is your house.
We're coming over. Yeah. I took that as a personal invite.
Was that a personal invite for you? Was it?
I think so. She was my favourite, although I do feel she slightly lost the game on this episode, like round that round table, that she was saying a lot of things and I was just thinking, you're not thinking straight here and I'm not 100% with you on all these theories you've got. So I understand why she got voted.
It was a shame,
but it's a shame that it went this way.
Rachel defended her well, and we thought that Fiona again another Fiona moment here around the round table. We thought that Fiona started off by giving Amanda a compliment, saying, "I don't think you could possibly have been a traitor," and Amanda was like, "Yes, thank you," and she's like, "But no," and she was like, "No." But I do now. And Amanda was just like, "Oh."
Well, I understand why, because I felt the
fickle,
same.
Isn't she?
I felt the same. Amanda didn't do when the questions were turned to her. She didn't do well. She's obviously used to being the one doing the questioning. Detective.
Do you think Fiona deliberately, because it was after Rachel had defended Amanda, do you think Fiona had deliberately done that to Amanda because, again, out of spite to Rachel?
Maybe.
I genuinely believe. I've suddenly hit me. It's like that. I bet that was a spiteful move by Fiona.
She didn't know at that time, though. She only knew after the round table that.
But no. It's been a long-running thing that Fiona does not like Rachel. In the last episode, Fiona, on at least 2 sound bites, went on about how she didn't trust Rachel. She's mentioned the Stephen thing again about 2 or 3 times, and again in this episode about how Rachel's not looking after Stephen. But Fiona definitely is. In Fiona's kind of like misjudged mind, that she literally sees this world in a completely different way. That Fiona's like the queen of everything, and Rachel's just in her way. And I feel like Fiona had deliberately said that to really knock Rachel. Right. Because because again, Fiona mentioned. So with this episode should be just called Rachel and Fiona: The Legacy, because again, Fiona mentioned. Well,
carry on.
Sorry,
I said the past 4 episodes should be. That's what we talk about.
Yeah, but very much tonight's episode. But Fiona again said that she didn't like the way that Rachel was being all the faithful's friends. And she was deliberately pushing out the traitors. So she was playing her own game. She was a lone wolf. She was playing a game with the traitors rather than playing against the traitors. Playing a game with the faithful instead of playing a game with the traitors, which is what Fiona believed what she should be doing. So yes,
cool bollocks.
I do believe that. I think Fiona deliberately again did that to Amanda to kind of knock Rachel off her game.
I think Fiona is threatened by Rachel, and
so do
she's
I.
making all that up, and that's the only reason she's going after her, because she's threatened by her game plan, because Fiona is Mrs. Faithful too and friends with all the faithfuls. So don't say that. But anyway, Amanda's gone.
Don't say
now.
what.
Just don't the way that Fiona was trying to push.
I thought you were saying it to me. I was like, how dare you say that about Fiona?
No, I'm talking to Fiona.
No.
But yeah, Amanda's gone. My new favourite faithful is now Ellie.
Are we going to do the...
Yeah, I'm just letting everyone know, just so they can keep tabs.
Ellie? That's
Ellie, the psychologist. I like
favourite
her.
new faithful. My favourite
She's
faithful
the
is
tallest.
Jessie. No, what's that got to do with it?
She can pick up all the photos for Claudia. She doesn't need a ladder.
Well, I like Jessie because she's confident,
I love her
and
too.
I love the way she's taking that round table with the confidence of a woman of how she should be. Yeah.
James,
that makes sense.
James is the same. I realised on this episode who he reminds me of, or what he reminds me of. His sort of aura is, when you reach about series 5 or 6 in a sitcom and they introduce a random character, like a cousin, like in My Family, and it's some random comedy character who turns up.
Like Poochie.
Yeah,
Itchy and
that's who he
Scratchy.
reminds me of.
Poochie.
He comes in, he says some lines that have been written that aren't quite that funny and they never land. And I just feel a bit like awkward. And it's a bit like, well, you weren't here in series 1, but you're here now. And you're going to be gone after one. So that's who he reminds me of.
He's like the rotating cast of My Family because they never had the same cast in every series.
No.
Like someone new would be introduced, some new family
That's
member
what he
would come.
reminds me of, one of those type of people.
I'm going to start calling James Poochie though from now on because
Yeah.
that's the reference I like the most. Itchy and Scratchy, The Simpsons, it has to be. James, you look like you have something to say.
But yeah, I really like...
do you?
I certainly do. I like Jessie too. She's really good. She's really good faithful. I
love Jessie.
I love a good faithful. I feel like Jade could be what Jessie is, but I feel like Amanda has ruined any chances of that for her.
Jade has had the wind knocked out of her sails. And
although Jade's going viral for her cardigan she wore on the last episode.
I saw that too, but that was because of the company who made it. They said, wow, look what we've produced. But yeah, no, Jade...
£500 that cost.
Well, Jade's got the money. She's an influencer.
Is she?
Yeah, she does
she's
video
a
games
gamer.
online and all
I
that.
forgot.
But Jade has clearly had the wind knocked out of her sails, and unfortunately for her, I think this whole game is just going to be her dawdling along.
Although-
Sorry, Jade, but that's how it feels.
Don't listen to us because we said that about Stephen and Outlook. So. Right.
What's your name and where do you come from?
Amanda.
She's from Brighton, retired police detective.
Oh,
Everybody.
Brighton. You know, there's a lot of certain people go to live in Brighton.
Do they?
Lesbians
Oh.
and the gays.
Amanda is a 57-year-old retired police detective from Brighton who now spends her time staying fit and healthy and being an active member in her community by volunteering with vulnerable people. She said that, didn't she? She's a
She
charity
did. She's
worker
a
now.
volunteer. Yes.
If she were to win the potential £120,000 prize pot, she would donate a percentage of her winnings to charity
Just a
after her
percentage.
brother...
I'm just sorry. I just read the rest, and I shall be quiet. That was an Island AM viral clip. That was 12 brothers. Sorry, carry on.
She would donate a percentage of her winnings to charity after her brother died from a disease called pulmonary... Oh, I feel like Donald Trump now.
Pulmonary hypertension.
Yes, you know when Donald Trump had to read that...
When he has to read anything.
that drug out, he's like, well, how do we say this then? That's what I was like then, so I'm not going to carry on.
I've just said
she
it
would,
for you.
Yeah, I know. She would also like to be able to take her whole family away while on holiday. Whole family?
She's a self-professed family woman.
I was waiting for when it came to the thing of chance between her and Reese. And Reese went second. I was waiting for him to say, banish me because Amanda's my mum. That's what is in my head.
To be fair, this whole show has just played with our mind about everyone being with everyone
because of
else.
this stupid family tree and this stupid book they keep showing, which is Who's Who 1984. So I was like,
because they've had so many different revelations, they've almost over-egged the mixture.
That's why
of
I think
this,
there's one of each. They
Over-mixed the mixture.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah.
well, I did think there was one of each, but Maz is gone and no one's claimed
Well, you
him.
thought Fiona was Maz's wife.
But she didn't claim him, so that's
No.
not happening. And now Amanda's gone and Reese hasn't claimed her. And no one's claimed her.
Can I also just say, this has got nothing to do with the conversation we were just having, but when Reese finished the Roundtable and James went up to him and they dubbed over him saying, like, you're a great guy and, you know...
I wish I
this,
could
that,
take
the
your
other.
pain away and
I wish I
feel
could
it
take your
myself.
pain away. Can we just discuss how Reese hugs?
I love it. I want a Reese hug.
The kind of weird tapping. It's
Yeah,
like,
rubbing, circular rubs.
It felt like he was like in distress. Like he was asking him James politely just to stop touching it. Like, stop hugging me now, James. It's done. Because that's what you do, isn't it? You hug. If you hug guys, you know this. Come on, guys, bear with me here. You go up to a guy, you hug each other, and then you tap each other a couple of times to say that's that hug over now, and you pull away. Reese was kind of like
Don't let
Morse
me go.
code, like saying, "I am help me." I am faithful. Please.
Well, let me try and pull it back to the show. You said this has nothing to do with what you're talking about. The fact that they could all be pairs. We don't know if this is true. Probably isn't true. Could be true. Theory, though. Fiona is saying that Rachel's making this up, that Amanda told her she was a detective. If they are all pairs, technically, there may still be one person here who knows that Amanda is a detective and can back up Rachel's story.
Oh, hang on.
If there is a
Fiona
pair.
did say that. Did she say her husband? Was she specific said husband, or did she say partner? Is Fiona and Amanda in a relationship?
No.
Okay.
No, but there could be someone in this list who knows that Amanda's a detective if the pair theory is real. So, which
Yeah, but
I don't have high hopes of. But
I think we've done that now. I think the production
Yeah.
have done that now. I
Okay.
think we've done enough of, we know him, or I know them, or I'm going to avenge their death.
well, that's why people think
Ellie's not doing a great job of avenging Ross's death. I just want to
Poor
put that out
Ross.
there. Yeah, well.
And
Ellie-
Roxy's doing nothing for Judy. So
Yeah, Roxy's gone really quiet too. Roxy and Ellie, we're going to avenge their deaths. Rah! Nothing.
well, maybe next episode, Amanda's son, nephew, cousin, niece, friend, roommate / will come out and
Pet
say,
goldfish.
I know she's a detective because she arrested me in 1984. Read that book on that shelf.
Oh God, you're going.
No, I'm joking.
Can you imagine if someone said like, "I remember you. You arrested me." Oh, we don't
For
need
drug
that
charges.
again. Well, poor old. That's what happened to poor old Ross. Ross.
Right. We've come to the end of the episode.
We
We're
have.
overrunning.
It's
Which is
okay.
very chat bollocks, aren't we, Jesse? Sorry.
Yes. So, right. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find us on our link tree, linktr.ee/faithful2. And on there, it's got all the links to our social media, but also ways you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast apps. If you are watching us on YouTube or Spotify, you can comment underneath the videos as you watch them. Please don't forget to subscribe, like us, follow us, ring the bell. We've had loads of new likes and follows, and we're loving every minute of it. And loving every minute of it.
You've been on radio a lot.
If I've been on radio a heck of a lot, and if I could give you a Reese hug, I would. There you go. Consider this your Reese hug. Yes, I have been on radio a lot. If you like listening to BBC Radio Scotland or BBC Radio Wales, I'm also going to be on BBC.
Berkshire, was that
I'm going to be on BBC Radio 5 Live on Sunday as well. Oh, the treats you guys get.
Can't get enough.
And what else can you do? Oh, if you like the podcast, you can listen. What can you do? You can give us £5.
Buy me a coffee.
£5. buymeacoffee.com/faithful. £5 one-off donation or a monthly £5. It's up to you. And if you do, any comment you attach to it will be automatically read out, as it's our promise.
Lovely, no matter what you say. So we'll be back
No, within reason.
again tomorrow for the final Traitors UK of the week. Goodbye.